Alright, and welcome to another episode of Eat, Smoke, Drink. Today I am going to take you through a fabled whiskey. Actually, look, when I say fabled, it's always a hard one because these get followings and suddenly they become super expensive. But if you are not aware, the likes of Port Ellen, Rosebank, and Brora really dominates the closed distillery craziness out there. Like, really dominates it. There's reason for it. One, it's rare. They're hard to find. They're a bit of a unicorn. Sought after. And two, because they're just fucking delicious. Sometimes it makes me wonder why they closed down to begin with. But anyway, Rosebank is a lowland whiskey. Old style. No longer around. And real shame. So this is a 40% 1988 Rosebank by Gordon MacPhail Connoisseur's Choice. It's actually interesting looking at this bottle. So it's 40%, and look at the lid on that. It's still the old screw top, not cork, screw top. So yeah, that itself is fascinating, actually. So this is distilled in 1988, bottled in 1998. So quite a young thing, okay, quite a young thing, but it's been in the bottle for a very long time. So this is not about this whiskey being old. This is about this whiskey being old. It's been in the bottle for a long time, distilled a long time ago. So it's a time capsule of styles back then. It's a time capsule of bottling styles and how they blend the bottlings at 40% in the 90s, late 90s, compared to today. So this has been in the bottle, inside this bottle for 25 years, approximately, right? So yeah, so anyway, yeah, I'm excited to try it. Honestly, every time you crack open a Rosebank, and I haven't had a huge amount of Rosebank, I'll be completely honest, but it's always a pleasure. Old style. Yeah, look, let's get cracking. Let's get cracking. All right, let's get pouring. Let's get pouring. Beautiful day. The birds are chirping. The spirits are flowing. Amber liquid. So you can see it's just the box is so old, the plastic bits are falling apart. We got this from an auction, from a collector. Yeah, always absolutely fascinating when you get that. But anyway, let's get nosing. Let's get nosing. Oh. Caramelized apricot, burnt butter, melted butter, toasted popcorn. There is a distinct smell of soot and coal. Now, that's interesting. Why is there coal and soot in the smell? Now, there's two reasons why. It's been in the bottle for 25 years. It could be old bottle effect where the bottle started leaching into the spirit, okay? Some argue that that's actually the case. It taints the whiskey and adds a minerality, and you can smell that minerality in there. And some argue that it's not. It's just the style of the time. Some argue that, look, how would you know what the style of the time is unless you've had it exactly the same one back then and then try it today and your memory is that good, which is impossible. And so some people say, no, it's just a style, you know. The way they malt could be floor malting. The way they dry the malt could be with coal wood and some peat, with residual whatever the hell is in there. It doesn't really matter. But one thing is for sure, you nose this whiskey and you know it's different. You know it's not your normal expression today. It's not clean. It's not super sweet. It's just got a roughness to it. You know, it's got a roughness to it. It's like a hippie. It's like a hippie standing on the side of the road hitchhiking. You finally pick him up and it's got that little BO stench. Not unpleasant, but a BO stench. I don't know how often you pick up hippies on the side of the road, you know. Anyway, I don't make a habit of it, to be honest, but, you know, let's just say when you do, if you do. It's Smells like a bit of a hippie, you know. There's a fragrance, slightly pleasant, slightly strange, slightly musky, slightly smoky. It's herbal, medicinal, licorice, aniseed, a pinch of cloves, candied ginger, simple sugar syrup, brown sugar syrup. There's a greenness to it. There's a greenness to it. Like absinthe greenness, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it smells a little bit like a drop of absinthe was in here. Slightly soily, slightly leathery, like a wet leather. Really quite a unique nose. I mean, these styles don't exist anymore. I mean, you know, Rosebank, you know, I think recently they've tried to open Rosebank again, or they are going to open Rosebank again, but it's never going to be the same because Rosebank was demolished. It's gone. Bye. Nada. Bye-bye. It's a lowland. You don't get many lowland whiskies except for Auchentoshan. It's shit. So you don't really have any lowland representation anymore. You know, you've got Daftmill, excellent. But, yeah, look, I mean, such a shame. But it's an honor to drink something like this. It really is. It's a real pleasure. It's a real honor to be able to go back in time and go, you know what, I'm going to try some of that. Let's get sipping. Jalapeno heat, red chili heat, definitely herbal, licorice, molasses, golden syrup. There's a distinct smokiness that I'm getting. Definitely a coal smoke, soot smoke, hot glass. When you throw a Molotov cocktail. When you throw a Molotov cocktail and it's burning and you've got the glass burning, it's got some of that. There's a herbalness to it as well, like a bouquet of herbs, like a herb garden. Like I'm getting a little, like a Sunday roast lamb. There's a meatiness to it as well. For 40%, it's quite fatty, but you know, I'll get to that soon. But it's definitely herbal. Fresh tarragon, rosemary, a little bit of oregano, like a bouquet of herbs. A ripe apricot jam, toasted cereals, oh, beautiful taste, very complex. Kind of all over the place. A lot of different things going on in this dram. It's definitely not a simple creature. But what a treat. What a treat. So back to my 40% comment before. So obviously this was bottled in 1998. Standard times, maybe it's a palate that they wanted to deliver. But 40%. To be honest, it doesn't do the distillery justice. And like I said, you know, in the next few years, you're going to start seeing Rosebank feature again on your shelves, release a lot of fanfare because they've reopened the distillery, but it's never going to be the same. That Rosebank and this Rosebank, completely different. Okay, so it doesn't even exist anymore. They just have to rebuild it and give it the same name, same site. But everything about it is different. They say they're going to try and build the distillery the same. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But 40% doesn't do it justice. A little bit disappointing in my opinion. I think 46% would have given that oomph. Alcohol is a glue of flavor. But what a pleasure, because it is a closed distillery from the lowlands, and from the sound of it, from the taste of it, it does taste like it is a bourbon hogshead predominant dram. Absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. Until next time, make sure you eat, smoke, drink. Cheers.